In lesson 7, we're going to be looking at conditional probability. Before you start the lesson, do the first 3 questions. We'll discuss those in class. And so we're just going to look at conditional probability and independence in everyday life. A conditional probability is if the first event already happened. That's pretty much what we're saying. So if I give you an example here, if 2 dice are rolled and one of them is a 5. Well, rather than doing that 36 times, we are just going to look at one of the dice being a 5. And so now instead of looking at 36 events, there's only 11 events. And then we can get our conditional probability. Remember, we already did this. It's just written differently. To find the probability of A and B, I take the probability of A times the probability of B given A. We did that on a multiplication lesson. Well, now we're just going to rewrite it. I want to get the probability of B by itself, so I'm going to say the probability of B given A is the probability of both divided by the probability of A. Notice, what I'm given is what I divide by. That's the key. So if we take a look at this problem, I want to find the probability of given a 7 given that it's 5. So what I do is I look at one of the dice being a 5 and getting a sum of 7. Notice there's 2 of those. Blow that up here. And we can say you get 2 and 5 and 5 and 2. But there's only 11 possibilities, so I'd say 2 divided by 11. Because the probability of A was 11 out of 36. Let's apply that to a problem. There are 16 customers in line at the deli counter, each holding a numbered ticket from 179 to 194. Max is going to help the customers with even numbers, and Landon is going to help the customers with odd numbers. If a customer is held by Max, what's the probability that the customer is holding ticket 190? So if I take a look here, I'm really asking, what's the probability that you have ticket 190 given that you've been helped by Max? Well, there's only one ticket of 190, isn't there? So the probability of 190 and Max divided by the probability that you were helped by Max. That's what we're looking at. Like I said, there's only one ticket with 190, and you've been helped by Max because Max helps even customers, so that would be 1 out of 16. Divided by the probability you've been helped by Max. Well, Max helps the even customers, so there's 8 even numbers out of 16. Notice that's the same thing as 116 times 16 over 8. So in other words, you got a 1/8 chance. Probably could have figured that without doing all that rigmarole, or 12.5%. Because there's only 8 even numbers, and one of them was 190. That's what we do.